Here we have a new 2024 Nissan Titan XD. This one comes in the PRO-4X trim level in glacier white. And then we have black leather interior. For the powertrain, we get a 5.6 liter naturally aspirated V8 engine mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. That gets us 400 horsepower, 413 pound-feet of torque. So no big changes as opposed to the 23 model that I can see from the exterior. Get that beautiful front end, LED headlamps, LED daytime running lights, and LED fog lamps. So still a pretty aggressive look, I think, on this truck. Really like it. To the wheels here, these are gonna be 18-inch alloy. We get passive keyless entry on the front doors. Memory seat functions. One-touch automatic up and down windows on the front, regular power windows on the back, power door locks, rear window lock, and then we do have our power mirror controls. Pick a side and we can adjust moving that dial. We do get the premium Fender sound system. A power tilt and telescoping steering wheel, I wasn't expecting that. And then a foot pedal parking brake, push on, push off. Hood latches there. And then here we have our power driver's seat, two-way power lumbar support. But I have this front seat adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs, so let's check out this rear seat room. So pretty good space back here, even with a panoramic roof as part of this premium package. I have about an inch or two of headroom. Seat back pockets are on both sides. Rear AC vents, two-stage heated outboard seats, two USB-A charge ports, a 12-volt, and then a 120-volt three-prong household plug-in there. And the bottle holders are back here. And then you have two more there. And then two in each door. So tons of space to hoard stuff if you want to. And there's a panoramic roof here from the back. And I will say this is the all-weather floor mat kit, so that's why it's kind of hard to see that side. There are tons of floor mats back here that I don't want to fool with. We do have the premium dome lights back here, or reading lights if you will. And I think the child lock might be on here. So I'm gonna try and open the door from the outside. And then the child lock there, unlock there. And then you can lift the seats up if you want to use that for whatever reason. There's a little bit of storage underneath there. Now what it's actually for, as you can see, is up to you. So neat how they did that. Gas cap there. As we come out of the back end, there's a look there, pretty similar just to the regular Titans. Then you have your footstep you can retract there. There's a spare underneath. And then we do have the utility box package here, so you can lift that up. And then you have additional storage right in there. But as we come back around to the front passenger side, big shout out to Nissan of Cool Springs for allowing me to review this truck today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But y'all can pause anywhere you need to if you want to take a closer look at this sticker in particular. And then our sticker price is $69,445. So for this one to be fully loaded, not bad in my opinion. But there's our power front passenger seat. Get a lockable glove compartment down here, owner's manuals and such in there. Side pocket there. And as we come back around to the front end, we're gonna take a quick look in the engine bay. There's that Endurance V8 covered up mostly. But let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So leather wrap steering wheel here. Got people showing a car right in front of me, so I'm not gonna test out the horn now. I'll try and do it later. But over here to the radio, we do get this 9-inch screen that carries over, gives you AM, FM, XM radio, Bluetooth audio, wireless Apple CarPlay, wired Android Auto compatibility. Navigation systems there. You can add a home, type in a destination, whatever. Volume is here. Click there to turn the audio off. And then this is a tune knob. Backup cameras there. Guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. Picture's not the best, but it's all right. It gets the job done. Then you have that bird's eye view as well, which kind of makes up for that. Now your settings here, you can go to your others, and this is how you can change your units or your language there. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory. Apps, camera, navigation settings, all of that there. And then we have dual zone automatic climate controls here. You can adjust your fan speed, direction, auto, and then you have your traction control, parking sensors, hazards, blind spot monitors, heated steering wheel, and then you have your trailer brake controller, a USB-C, USB-A port, and then your heated cooled seat knobs are right there. So 3 stages for that. Center console cubby space, pretty good for the segment. Well, I shouldn't say it's pretty good. I've seen bigger, but it gets the job done. And then you do have the removable tray there. Now, I always say this is pretty much like a hybrid heavy duty truck. So it's not meant to tow like a 2500 Silverado or a Ram, but it does much better than a regular light duty truck. Now your controls for the sunroof, the power sunshade, and your sliding rear window are here. And I'll show you that. So that's one touch all the way back, which I love. While that's going back, there's the power sliding rear window there. I'm gonna go ahead and start sending that back. Vanity mirror here, at least you get one light. And then your garage door transmitters underneath your rear view mirror. And then just a quick run through of the steering wheel and such behind here. Hit this for the front wiper fluid. You do have automatic wipers. Blinkers are there. One time off, all your auto, intermittent there, and then low, high. And then high beams there, flash there. Just shift the 9-speed, hit the brake, pull down, reverse neutral drive. And then you can actually just use your limiter on the fly there. And then it'll tell you what gear you're in. Then your tow mode, toggle that there on the side. Now to the left side of the steering wheel here, you can go through your sources, audio sources. Then you can go through your radio station presets or track list here, volume, voice recognition, Bluetooth. You can use these arrows to go through your submenus in the gauge cluster. So tire pressure monitors, and you can go through your settings here. And this actually turns into a dial for the gauge cluster when you're in this mode here. And when you're not, it just toggles those presets. But we do get radar cruise control, or intelligent cruise control, excuse me. So we can just use this like normal, and then the gap adjust for the intelligent cruise is right there. And no one's around me now, so I'm gonna honk the horn. Push button start, 4-wheel drive controls are here. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. And next, let's take this Titan PRO-4X out on the road for a test drive. Titan XD PRO-4X out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Titan XD PRO-4X, got a little tire squeal, just giving it light throttle coming out of that corner here. So that was interesting. I liked it, but just weird. But I will say, just the overall feel of this, I like it because it doesn't feel like I'm driving a typical heavy duty truck. This feels like what it is, a Titan XD, so a heavier duty Titan, as opposed to a full-fledged heavy duty pickup. Now the Endurance V8 is pretty peppy even in this, which I like. And you can feel the springs just a little bit. You can feel how this truck is beefed up over the traditional Titan, but again, you don't feel like you're in something that is in a whole different weight class, which is good or bad depending on what you're trying to do. Now I do like so far the overall cabin acoustics. It feels pretty quiet in here. We'll really put that to the test when we get on the interstate, but so far I feel like I'm isolated in my own little world here in a good way. You expect these to be loud, but you know, it doesn't have a turbo diesel engine, so that probably has a lot to do with it as well, or a higher displacement gas powered V8. You just have that typical 5.6 that's pretty quiet as it is, that you get in the Armadas, and then again just the regular Titans. And one thing I forgot to touch on is we do get blind spot monitors here. I touched on where the button was, but that's a big plus in a truck like this. Now, again, this is fully loaded 70 grand, but it's also fully loaded. So you could get a fully loaded 2500 from Chevy or Ford and you're pushing 85, 90 grand, but here at 70, especially if you're only going to be doing a little bit above your weight limit from a regular Titan, this is really the way to go. Now, I do have a question for you all, because I was just thinking about this just now. Do you think that this truck could or should have auto stop on it? Let me know in the comments, because I felt like it almost came on there, but this doesn't have it. It was just that quiet and idle. But I'm going to give it just a little pull getting on the interstate here. We're going to get it up to about 75 here. Now, an interesting setup, because I wasn't putting my foot into it, but just giving it a little throttle there, it really wanted to rev hot. But I have the intelligent cruise on now. You don't have the lane keeping system or anything like that, but again, you get your blind spot monitors. You have the intelligent cruise, so pretty good ride for a heavy duty truck. And the wind noise actually it did hold up getting on the interstate like it was earlier. Very impressed by that. Now, comparing this to a typical 3/4 ton truck, it doesn't really do it justice. This doesn't tow as much as a 2500 HD Chevy, or as much as an F250 or Ram's 2500, but it gives you that nice sweet spot where, again, if you want to do some medium heavy towing, you can do that. It's probably the best way to describe it. Now, you're not going to be able to tow 25,000 pounds, but you can definitely probably tow, I think, 12 maybe to 13,000, depending on how you get them equipped. Now, $70,000 for a pickup truck that isn't necessarily able to tow the biggest of goosenecks and fifth wheels might not be appealing to some, but to those in this market, I feel like you have a lot less to worry about. You have the 5.6 liter endurance V8 that, again, you see in the Armadas and the regular Titans, that has a pretty good history of holding up. And then you also have the 9-speed automatic, which is a pretty good transmission. But if you're into Titans, you're probably going to want a Titan, and that is what this is. It's a Titan XD. It feels like a bigger, beefier Titan from the way it drives, the acceleration. Of course, the inside, the interior is pretty much identical. And I don't like it, again, because it doesn't feel like you're driving a 3/4 ton pickup. You just feel like you're driving a beefier Nissan Titan. But with all that being said, this is going to bring me to the end of my review of this Nissan Titan XD.